you're going about your day.
Are you going about your day?
He asks you some questions and won't let you run away. Would you rather have a finger growing out of your cheek or have no skin on the bottom of your feet? Would you rather have laser vision or turn invisible? Now make a decision. Shitty wizard flying through the air. Shitty wizard magic everywhere. Shitty wizard you just can't compare. Shitty wizard learning to care.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome to another episode of Streamy Dreams. I am your shitty host this time, Adam, with the usual.
Yo, it's Laurel.
What up, Laurel?
Not much.
We are missing Caitlin today. She went back to the motherland, Australia.
Isn't it a strange coincidence that Ken is back the same week that Caitlin's gone again? It's very suspicious.
Who saw that coming? We also have big boss man Brett here today.
Wait, so like Germany's the fatherland, Russia's the motherland. Wouldn't Australia be like the kind of cousin sister land?
Well, hypothetically speaking, wouldn't the motherland be... So Canada would be our motherland or fatherland, wouldn't it?
I guess so.
That's just what they call their homeland.
I was just trying to say that Australians are a bunch of inbred hicks.
Oh, okay. Just alienating a whole country right off the bat.
Yeah. Well, they're not up right now. They're asleep. Lazy bastards.
Wait, what does that make Canada? Baby brother land?
Beaverland.
Like indentured servant land.
I always felt like it always seemed to me like America was the older brother, but they're like rebellious and they're like, fuck mom and dad, and then we're like, no, be good. And they're like, and America's like, come on, smoke this cigarette, and we're like, no, mom said not to.
And England's like the father.
Yeah.
Just disappointed in us constantly.
But more an older brother than us. We're like the good one by comparison.
We're the good one by comparison.
Or the obedient one, at least.
Yeah, because we didn't run away.
Yeah. We're like, big brother moved out.
I'm going to be real with you. I'm unclear on what our relationship is with England at this point in our history.
She's, like, the queen's still our queen.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, what power that actually gives them. Can they send us to war?
No, they don't have any real power. We have what's called royal assent. When we pass a law, it has to like get approved by the queen or the queen's representative, which is our governor general, I think.
Uh-huh.
But that's it. It's kind of ceremonial.
Yeah.
She's still on all our money.
Because I heard, and listen, I don't follow this shit super closely, so I don't know for sure, but I heard that Canada might have some role in Brexit. Like, we might have to do something, some of our government officials, as like an intermediate between the...
Right.
Because we probably access trade with the UK through Europe.
Yeah.
So we would have to like negotiate a new deal.
And...
Welcome to politics.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, welcome to Shitty Politics. We're your hosts.
Caitlin leaves, we start covering news immediately.
Also, you might have noticed the fancy new thumbnail we got. Thank you, Tater Sauce, for that lovely art.
Get that fan art.
Shout out!
That good fan art.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I mean, you guys are always welcome to send us more fan art. We love it.
The long-necked Laurel became real after we willed it.
We summoned it into existence and you
Has there
delivered.
been any erotic fan art yet?
Don't. Well, technically, there was a pigeon incident.
What?
There was one podcast where we talked about, like, it was the Marry, Kill, Fuck episode with Super Science Friends. So there's one drawing of, like, Caitlin and I going, like, oh, is that 3? And then there's one picture of Tesla and, like, me dressed as a pigeon. And it's just, like, approved. That's about as erotic as it gets, and that's about as erotic as I want it to get.
I forgot we did that.
Yeah, that was you. That was your question.
Yeah. This just goes to show you what my memory is. Speaking of questions, I have a couple.
Ooh.
And this one's based off of me getting shit from my friends and family because, and I'm sure Ken works in the same general office as I do, so I'm sure he's heard this, but I sneeze like a shotgun.
Oh, you're the worst.
There's no warning, and it's always loud.
Damn it.
So I never feel it coming. So I'll be sitting there quiet, and it's just, "Bleh!" kind of like, it doesn't even sound like a sneeze. And the way I've always described is it feels like I'm getting punched on the inside of my face.
Oh.
So the question is based around that. Would you rather sneeze like a bomb? And I mean that in the literal sense. So you don't die, but when you sneeze, it has a almost shockwave effect.
So like shit gets fucked up.
Yeah. So
Are like plates falling off tables, smashing?
I would say probably within a 5-foot radius of you, it's pretty violent.
Do windows shatter?
Does anything catch fire?
I wouldn't say no fire, but I would say windows have the potential to break.
What if you're in a car when you sneeze?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like a Skyrim Fusro Da, but
Yes.
every time you sneeze.
Yes. But not just in front of you, like
Nerd!
a full shockwave around you, like you're the epicenter of a bomb exploding.
That's actually kind of a cool power. Like, I imagine somebody just, like, powering up, like Goku, just like, Kamehameha!
But I mean, can you control when you sneeze? Because I sure
There's things I can do to make myself sneeze.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I always thought, in cartoons back in the day, they'd put a little pepper on something and it would go in your nose and they would sneeze. I always thought that was horseshit because that's not how it works for me at all.
Yeah, things.
I can control not sneezing. I've gotten good at that.
Yeah?
Where you feel it coming on, you're just like, no, you are my sneeze. I am the master of you sneeze. I say when you can, and then your eyes are watering.
You
and
just try.
I just said who sneezes.
Yeah, you just mind over matter the sneeze.
Yeah, it doesn't always work, but sometimes it does.
Okay. So you can do that, or when you yawn, people within a 15-foot radius of you fall asleep immediately. So you know how yawns are kind of contagious?
Oh man, these are actually pretty cool powers.
I don't consider them powers because I yawn a lot too.
Adam's like, this is my life we're talking about.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, what's the downside to, like, okay, so you yawn a lot, you would be annoying for other people at work, but that's not going to affect you. If anything, it's going to be good for you, because then you're like, oh, the office is nice and quiet now, everyone's asleep.
Yeah, but if you're on a bus and you yawn,
Don't.
if you're on a plane and you yawn,
You can stop yourself from yawning. Wait, 15 feet?
Yes.
Just make sure you're sitting in the back.
yeah.
I think there's enough space between the back of the plane, seat-wise, and the pilot.
Can they be woke? Like, can you like nudge them awake, or are they like on a time?
They're not super. It's not like a magic. Well, I guess it is a magic spell. They're asleep, but it's not. They have to sleep for a certain amount of minutes.
Well,
So you could run and be like, get up, get up, get up. So all of a sudden you're in the pilot cockpit.
So if you don't intervene and nobody else does, roughly how long will they sleep?
It depends on the person. Some people are lighter sleepers. Some people are heavier sleepers.
But is it like a full, like they'll go for their 8 hours, or is it like a nap?
Again, it depends on how well they slept the night before.
It's like they're falling asleep in that bus.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's measurable. So, for me, I can sleep. I tend to fall asleep on public transit. So yeah, I mean, I can sleep through crazy assholes being like, "Blah!" on buses and shit, as I've done it before.
If someone just peeing on your foot and you're like,
That would wake me up.
would it?
Yes, noise doesn't really wake me up. I've lived in a city for a long time, so I've kind of grown accustomed to it. But, so an example being if you're sensitive to noise, then you'll wake up naturally to Hobo Bob freaking out on a bus.
I don't think I could ever fall asleep on a bus.
Unless I yawned near you and I had this.
Please. Will you please pick the yawn power so that I can just be like, just stop by on your way home and put me to sleep, because I have insomnia and it's a nightmare. A literal waking nightmare.
I find like buses and stuff easier to fall asleep because there's something about that rumble that just like
Oh yeah,
rocks you to sleep.
and my mom always brings this up, but she goes, "Yeah, ever since you were a kid, I put you in a car and you're out."
Yeah.
So for me, that's not an issue. Falling asleep on public transit's the easiest. It's a bed on wheels to me.
Yeah.
It's why I don't mind flying.
I like flying. Flying in boats are fine, but cars make me car sick. I don't know why.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we took a painful taxi ride in New York when we were going to a recording, and we were stuck in like really bad traffic.
We were flying out of
like,
Newark, so it was like an hour-long drive from New York to the airport, and
Yeah.
Laurel's like, I'm gonna throw up. Like,
yeah,
5 minutes
I'm
into this thing.
gripping, like I'm getting like the cold sweats, and I'm gripping the chair, and I think at one point it was like, We just looked up random facts about Neil deGrasse Tyson. And I'm like, just read them.
Yeah. So I had to like read her Wikipedia entries for an hour for like 55 minutes because we could not miss the flight. There was no like pulling over and letting it calm down. There was none of that shit.
Yeah. It was
So,
like, we gotta
Swallow
go.
the vomit.
Yeah.
I've never actually vomited in a car from being car sick, but it just makes me feel like garbage.
Was it start-stop traffic? Is that what? Because
Yeah,
for me,
it was that New York
yeah,
classic
it's
traffic.
hard braking makes me feel nauseous in a car, and there's a way around that. Push your head up against the back of the seat. Like, hold your head up so like it moves with the car because it's the offset. That's what does it for me, I think.
Oh,
So try that next time.
I mean,
That's for
couldn't
free.
hurt.
That's free, internet. You're welcome. That's a free tip to not vomit in a car.
Okay, but what if your sneeze makes the car explode?
Well, you're dead.
I have a question about the sneeze.
Go.
What if you? Because I don't like loud noises and that sort of thing.
We know.
So I instinctively like kind of muffle my sneeze when there's one that I can't will out of existence. I tend to like hold it in. If you do that, does your head explode?
Oh yeah, what about those sneezes that like go in? Like you kind of like sneeze internally.
Yeah.
I think you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Sneeze internally.
It's like when you
You
don't.
hold it in. It
Yeah.
goes in instead of out.
It,
It's
like,
not,
goes
it's not
into your-
supposed to be good for you, but
It goes like into your brain and
Yeah.
it feels like a pressure bomb went off inside your head.
Whoa.
but it's nice and quiet.
It is very quiet, comparatively.
based off the way that I sneeze, that's not an option for me. I don't know.
It's like a stifled sneeze. It's like when you see people go like, and they make like that weird grunt
Yeah,
sound.
they do this thing. It's like that. Just try plugging your nose next time you're about to
Yeah,
sneeze.
next time you go to sneeze, just go like cover your mouth and your nose
See
and
what
see what
happens.
happens.
I'm gonna die at my desk because of the way that I sneeze. I'll have the rare moment where I feel a sneeze coming, and then Ken will be at his desk and he'll just hear me like fall out of my chair because I had a fucking brain aneurysm.
Yeah, just blood trickling out
Huh.
of your nose and eyes.
I don't know. I wonder, how should that work?
There's someone that works here. I'm not going to name names. It's a female who sneezes like a goddamn cartoon. Where it's literally like this is the sneeze, and that's it.
I went to school with somebody who sneezed like a fucking anime character because you would hear like the and then you would get it choo.
Yeah, it's like people don't actually say achoo when they sneeze, but some people do.
Yeah.
My dad screams achoo. He does that like achoo. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I always, whenever someone, like even when I'm in public now and someone like has a really loud sneeze, I just look at them and I go, that's not necessary. And then I carry on.
It's a very good thing that we don't work in the same area in the because I would drive you fucking crazy with
How
my
often do you
sneezes.
sneeze?
Pretty loud, and
No, how often?
not often,
Okay,
but it's not uncommon.
it's enough.
It's enough that I would get punched in the face by Brett or immediately moved.
Yeah, probably that.
Like I'm sitting where you are next to Brett's office for a week before he's like, get the fuck back to the puppet studio, you piece of shit.
Back to the dungeon
Yeah.
with you. That's actually what happened to Caitlin. She was sneezing too loud, so Brett banished
I
her.
locked her in a soundproof room.
She'll stay there for 3 weeks!
This is a good indication on where we are with our relationship, Brett, because I don't know if you're fucking joking or not.
If it was like a problem where I couldn't concentrate, I would probably just redistribute you
Yeah,
elsewhere.
yeah.
But now that I know it won't be a problem, so don't worry about
So you're welcome
Yeah.
for the warning.
it.
I would say if you do the inside sneeze with the sneezing, it still comes out and creates a shockwave. The shockwave will be noticeably different. It will feel like somebody punched you in the side of the head, though.
Okay.
Like not like a light tap, like a friend punch. Like somebody tried to fucking hurt you.
Like that friendly head punch you get when it's your birthday.
Listen, you roughhouse when you're a kid. You punch each other.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm just saying, so it's a significant. It fucking hurts.
Getting punched in the head, yeah.
So
Here's a
you
question: if you are driving like some kind of an armored car with like bulletproof windows, are you good?
yeah, if you're in like a Brinks truck,
Yeah. Okay.
actually, no.
Yeah, how well can it like penetrate walls and stuff?
I would say it has the force of an average man swinging a sledgehammer at it. So it's
Whoa.
significant, but it's
Yeah.
not. You're not a nuclear bomb.
See, I the sneezing power is really cool, but it's definitely more disruptive. And like a yawn's easier to control. I can stop myself from yawning.
Definitely.
That being said, I'll yawn sometimes and not even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll be so focused on work.
Oh yeah, you kind of do, but yeah, you could subconsciously do it.
So that would be one of the things. Like, let's say I get up to go to the bathroom from my desk, and then everybody on my side of the studio is asleep. I just go, "Whoops."
Is it possible to yawn in your sleep? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
If it was an angry exhale, this would like affect me a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, just working away, and then you hear.
Yes, a emphatic sigh would get us all killed.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I have to go with the yawn because I just realized that I will wake up to sneeze in the middle of the night. Rarely, but I have allergies.
Just destroy your bed is just like a meteor struck zone.
Just send my wife flying
Yeah,
in the middle of the night.
she'd leave you for sure.
Yeah, she
for
would,
that.
and I wouldn't blame her.
Be like, look, you're great, but you're destroying our house and also myself.
Yeah.
I'd go with the yawn too. It's got like positive uses, like you could maybe like help the insomniacs. or
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
could-
your significant other is having a hard time sleeping, so they put on a really boring video.
Yeah.
My only gripe with the yawning one is that's something I definitely can't do on command at all.
So that's
Like
why
if I wanted to wield it as a
Can't
power.
yawn on command.
that's not a real yawn though.
But you can trigger it by just going into the same thing. It's
I
like the
guess-
muscles kick in.
I guess if you just like breathed really shallowly for like a couple minutes, that might induce.
I yawn a lot when I go outside. So like when I'm done here, at the end of the day, I like step outside and it's like that first like influx of fresh air you've had in like 12 hours, and you're just like, get it in, get it in.
I can't even remember the last time I yawned.
Yeah.
What?
What a weird sentence.
It's like I picture that at the bottom of like your I don't know
Wait, at the
yearbook or
top?
something.
Yeah, I wish I'd had the foresight to write that as like my quote. Can't remember the last time I yawned. It's important now that I have this power. Because like if you wanted to like put people to sleep so that you could steal all their shit.
People tend to yawn first thing in the morning though. So if you're like sleeping next to someone and you kind of both wake up at the same time, then you have that morning yawn. They're like out again.
There's also
You're gonna fuck up people's day.
Yeah, there's also a real fucking danger of the fact that yawns are contagious. So if you're near somebody that yawns and then you catch it, you're knocking out everybody around you.
Oh, so it like shockwaves out, like that they get your power for the yawn that they're.
No. But I'm just saying.
It's like other people can trigger
Yeah.
you to yawn.
So-
Oh yeah.
Right? So let's say your yawn puts people to sleep and mine doesn't, and I slept like shit the night before, and we're having lunch, and I yawn, and then you catch it, and then you yawn.
Right.
Then we're all sleeping.
And,
But that's not the worst thing. Like
it's not the worst, but it's a fucking giant pain in the ass, and it does have benefits. But here's the thing: this is why I know the sneeze is more destructive in nature, but I feel like most people, me not included, can have more control over sneezes. Like they can hold it, or they can kind of go like, "Oh, give me a second," and maybe like run outside into the parking lot.
yeah, how much time do you like?
That
You
depends.
personally, like for me, I know I've got maybe a good 5 seconds where I'm like, I notice I'm about to sneeze, and then I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah. So for me, the sneeze is not doable. I would be a nightmare to be around because again, my sneezes sneak up on me, and they're pretty violent as is.
Could you kill someone with it? You said
I
the
mean-
force of a sledgehammer?
It's not as
If you sneezed on someone's head, they're dead.
on. Well, I mean, again, it's just kind of emanating out of you, like you're the epicenter of an explosion. So it's like a general force. It's the reason. One of the reasons why a sledgehammer hit would be so devastating is because it's focused.
Yeah, I see. But still, like, what if you're in a crowd and you're walking really close behind someone because it's like all packed, and then they've got like really perfumey hair and it just tickles your nose, and then you just sneeze at the back of like 3 people's heads, and you just see them.
Yeah.
Well, then that's what you get going, or that's what you got coming to if you have fucking like perfumey type stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever I walk past someone who's like just coated in it, I'm just like, oh god, just.
You don't need to roll
It should
in
be the death sentence.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it when people wear perfume.
No.
I wish everyone smelled like that all the time.
Fragrances are nice. You don't need to bathe in it.
Yeah, no.
Because
people
I'll
wear
wear a little cologne when I'm feeling fancy, but I'm not like.
it. Douse.
I did a physical thing that nobody can see, but yeah, dousing myself in it.
I don't even understand how some people do it, because I've had like perfumes before where it's like I know I like spilt it or something, and I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna be like one of those people today, and it's still not as bad as like. I think some people must literally like dip their head in it or something.
Well, it's probably depends on the type of perfume too. Like they're probably grabbing that like potent shit.
Yeah.
Like, what is it from
Yeah.
Anchorman? It's like
Sex Panther.
Yeah.
It's like 50% of the time it works 100% of the time.
Yeah.
I really like Wonderful Night Owl's comment. Adam just sneezes, his wife yeets through a window and breaks her legs. Yeah. So like
That's
that.
about it.
So I gotta go for the yawn. But so here's the thing. I think again the answer will change depending on how much control over you have over your sneezes. Like I feel like the force explosion would be a little more manageable for you based off the way you talked about.
Yeah, but it would still be a pain in the ass compared to the yawn. I think you could put together some sort of like I don't know, who's the guy from Silence of the Lambs?
Oh, Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah, some like Hannibal Lecter vice on your face to keep you from yawning, or because you need to open your mouth to yawn.
You could actually like hold a yawn in,
but
jaws are pretty powerful.
Sneezing some shit across the room would be really fun.
It would.
I mean, God forbid you get a nice timed sneeze while you're about to get into a fist fight. That would be dope.
That would be the best.
If I pinch like around my eyes, I can make myself sneeze.
Do it.
No, I don't want to.
Come on, do it.
Yeah, do it.
No.
Now you've thrown it down.
No, now I have to prove myself and I don't want to. But
I can do a backflip, I swear. Do it. No.
I did it. No, it has to be. No, it's okay. Maybe I can't. No, it's not. It's not
Crumbled
100%, but
immediately.
it definitely like. There's a good 1 in 3 chance.
I wonder if there's something like smelling salts or something that you could get where you can just bust it out and go and sneeze then.
Like dust and pepper and stuff. Like the pepper thing is, again, it's not guaranteed, but I'm sure that could possibly trigger a sneeze if you just like.
What if you're one of those multiple sneezers?
Ooh, that's deadly.
Like I'm around some people and I know that they're gonna sneeze 3 times if they sneeze once, so you're just like, and we're done. Okay.
And there goes the office. The nice thing about the yawning is chances are if you're in a stressful situation where it would be bad for people to fall asleep around you, you're probably not going to yawn because you're already stressed.
You go to the movie theater. You're in the middle of the movie theater and you just have a big old yawn right before the movie starts.
Oh, and then everyone
And all those
can
fuckers
fuck
shut
off.
their... Yeah, exactly.
I could finally see A Quiet Place without shitheads eating popcorn.
Wow. I was picking the yawn, but you just sold them because I hate going to the movies.
Yeah.
But that would make it so good. Anytime you, like, if you wanted, like, a restaurant seat to yourself, or, like, if you just wanted to be alone in public place, you basically could.
Man, you're waiting in line to get the PS5, just have a cheeky yawn. Oh, you just weaponized
Ooh,
this
a
shit.
PS4.
Yeah, you just weaponized this fucking thing.
It's yawns.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. Put people to sleep, steal their shit.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in the middle of a bank... Hey, yoink.
But But you have to wait until they take the money out. So you got to get in that ATM line, and then as soon as you hear that, like,
Well, you got to be.
that's when you get the yawn
Yes,
in.
you're right, but you got to be careful and you got to be smarter about
yeah,
what
there's
you
cameras
pick.
and
I was
shit.
about to say you ain't putting the cameras to sleep.
Or am I?
No,
Okay, fine.
no, they're machines. You can't do that.
Alright, so you're yawn.
I'm
I'm yawn.
Yawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Team yawn.
Yawns all around.
Team Yawn, sweet.
The other one is cool, but yeah, it's just too unpredictable.
Yeah.
I want to control my powers.
I want to control my powers. Does anybody else have a question?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Ken always has a good one.
Would you rather have a second head with a different personality other than yours? You have to live with them all the time. They have like opposite opinions on like all pop cultural things. It's not necessarily like you're a leftist and they're like alt-righter or something, but it's just like you like Star Trek, they like Star Wars.
So it's annoying shit.
Yeah, it's annoying
Okay.
shit.
I already have that. It's called Laurel. She
What?
sits right outside my door. If I'm like, wow, the sky sure is blue today, she'd be like, I think it's more aquamarine.
Or
It'd be nicer if it had more cloud cover.
or every time you see a reflection of yourself, you have to fight it. You think you're in a life or death fight with yourself. Lasts about 10 minutes. You don't actually get hurt. You're like fainting and stuff. You're like, we're about to fight. It's him or me. And then about like 10 minutes later, you realize it's just your reflection, but you're like physically exhausted and mentally because you think you're like full of
Right.
adrenaline. You
So if I want to get ready in the morning, I have to do a little 10-minute duel, and then I can like do my hair.
Yeah.
Okay. But so it doesn't reset. Like if I'm looking into a mirror, I'll get that first 10 minutes, but then if I keep looking into that mirror, it's not going to come back until I look away and look back.
Yeah.
Is it that, like, how much of a grace period do you have? Like, if you blink, does it reset? If you, like, look away at your watch for a second, then...
You have until the adrenaline wears off, then you're reset.
Oh, okay. That's enough to, like, look away, I guess.
Yeah, like once you've like after you fight yourself, you're gonna be like panting, breathing heavily, and when you're fully back to normal, that's when you're vulnerable to it happening again.
Are you physically punching the mirror and breaking it?
No, but you're like fainting. You're getting ready to fight.
All right.
It's always the anticipation. You never get...
You're
Yeah.
in great shape.
Yeah.
No, well, you never actually fight them, though. You just are constantly...
Yeah, but you're
You're getting all jacked up though.
Yeah.
and you're engaging muscles.
Yes. It's not a great workout, guys. 10 minutes of like tensing your fists and shoulders is not going to get you in quote unquote great shape.
Maybe like cardiovascular shape.
It's just going to put stress on your heart. You're just going to die that much sooner of like cardiac arrest.
You're right. It's probably bad for you.
What counts as a reflection? Because like
Your
we work
spoon.
on IMAX.
Dun, dun, dun,
The
dun.
IMAX have a glass screen, so it's like when they go dim, you can see yourself.
Yeah, I think you'd have to figure out a workaround for that. Like you'd have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And is it always a guarantee it'll happen when you see your reflection?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
To what degree of control does the second head have over your body?
They've got one leg and one arm, so you
Oh,
pretty much got
shit! Oh, that's way worse than I thought this was going to be.
How much of their wants and needs are different than yours, right?
Like I mean, they need the same. Like they need to eat. They need money.
Yeah.
They get tired probably when you get tired.
I just realized you're like... Wait, do you...
But
You have one torso, two heads.
yeah,
So you're like connected at the throat?
yeah, you're like a two-headed ogre basically. Like you've got a little space between your two heads.
Okay. That's bad. Do you fight over like, no, it's left, right, left, and they're like, no, it's right, left, right.
Yeah.
You like can't walk anywhere because they're assholes.
If you can agree on where you want to get to, then you can get there, like without like stumbling a lot. but agreeing is the hard part.
If you just murder them, are you gonna die?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I stab the head in the face,
Well, half your body would die.
I mean, yeah, you might be able to hook yourself up to some kind of machine, but yeah, you'd be in danger for sure.
Wait, are you on the side with the heart or?
no, I mean you need more than a heart to live.
No, but I mean, if you had one lung, one heart, one kidney, half a liver, like how are we divvying up? Like if their brain dies,
Yeah.
how much of your shit dies with it?
Your heart's only beating once every time. It should be beating twice.
Yeah.
Your heart rate goes down to
No.
like 30 beats a minute.
But you're only half a human now. Maybe that's all you need. You don't gotta power that left arm anymore. Wait, are you now ambidextrous? Like, are they left-handed or
Well, they would
right-handed?
have to be because they only have the one.
Yeah,
Right.
that could be handy.
You can control it.
Yeah.
No, but maybe I would learn to get along. I can get along
What are
with
you
someone.
getting at?
I can
This is whenever there's talk of clones or any of this shit, Laurel goes right
yeah.
for the
Just being like, look, maybe maybe opposites attract, and our differences will be what brings us together.
The amount of times Caitlin and Laurel have talked about fucking magically induced ways for them to fuck themselves.
We'd have the best high fives. I don't need anybody. Just
What if,
me.
and I don't mean to be homophobic in any way, but what if you're into ladies and you're
Oh yeah. Would
Counterpart is
they
into
be
dudes.
into
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be awkward no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, so like I'm married, and my head would be like, what if my head was a womanizer? It was like, yo, baby girl, you want to have a threesome? And I'm like, yo, we're married. And he just goes, you're married. You know what I mean?
Does this second head not feel like it's just as much their body as it is yours?
Oh yeah, you both have equal ownership of the body.
Yeah.
So would that be the argument? Would it be you're married, not me?
I could see the head saying that.
Oh, yeah, that's well.
It's
Ken,
like, I can't be
we'll
running.
talk to you on this.
Well, you have like opposite personalities, so it's gonna be hard to find someone that likes both of you.
yeah, I think you'd have to come to some kind of arrangement.
Well, I think the
Your
marriage would
second
end.
head doesn't
Yeah.
like your wife.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like at the realistically, once this kicks in, nobody who says yes to this is in a fucking monogamous relationship anymore. Because if I were the other person, I'd be like, double deuce, I'm fucking out. Like this is a deal breaker for me.
Nah.
If you met a two-headed lady with two personalities?
No, I mean if you're already with somebody and then
Right,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you pick this and then the spell kicks in and they're like I don't think Matt would be down.
Nah, I'd be totally down.
The more I learn about your boyfriend, the more I'm just like, wow, he's really down to clown with anything apparently.
He's just very. I don't think the other head. I don't think he would like it if they didn't like them, but I don't think he would leave me just because they're around. He'd be like,
It's not that they're around.
We'll put that head in a backpack and we'll worry about it. We'll give it a sandwich.
It's not that they're around, it's that they're a part of you. So again, if the head doesn't like Matt, and then you two are getting, into it, and then the other head is like, oh God, no, oh God, or, it's like gross, 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 or, they're like, that's
Is
it.
that the personality of my second head?
Could be.
What if your other head is a chronic masturbator?
Stop! You just keep sweating everybody. Stop it!
We're in a park. Do you want to be put on the... Oh, God.
You're like,
You're
yeah,
at you
dude.
seeing your account.
What if your other head murders somebody?
You're going to have to go around with your other head to all the neighbors and talk about how you're on the fucking sex offenders list. And you'd be like, look, I'm not on the sex offenders list. He's on the sex offenders list.
Keep your kids away from him.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
I'm fine, though. I can be invited to your school plays and such.
Brett, why are you going to kids' school plays?
I don't know. I'm not. He wants to.
I know, it's him.
Can the other head be, can it be like a guy and a girl?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
50-50, I'd say.
Well,
Oh. Interesting.
I mean, it's still your body.
Yeah, but think of the unexplored territory here.
I don't. What?
I feel like it wouldn't.
What are you implying, Ben?
I'm just saying, you get to see how the other half lives.
Yeah. Okay. So you just like relinquish control for a little bit and be like, today's your day.
There'd probably be a schedule of some
Today's
kind.
your day. Oh no, you would never be able to agree on like, you wouldn't even be able to agree on like what to wear. You'd never make out of the house. You just have to.
Yeah.
Oh.
What was the first one?
You have to fight your
fighting the mirror.
reflection.
Fighting your own self. Yeah, I think that's the easier one to manage because you can definitely like
Just stop looking in mirrors.
stop or like even just wear a blindfold or something and be like, okay, I'm blind
bird
now.
box
That's
it.
just the way it is.
Yeah,
I suppose.
but wait, yeah, sorry, I don't think we came to a consensus on like how much does a reflective surface, like if you see yourself in the reflection of a screen.
Yeah, totally. You have to fight.
What about like a spoon? What about your phone?
Yeah.
I think you're moving out
Water.
into like a farm where there's no puddles and no fucking windows. You're finding like a warm climate.
Yeah, I feel like I could manage the reflection thing, but I don't think I could manage the... Because I also, again, I'm very much, I need time to myself. So if I've got someone attached to me
Yeah.
that I actively, like, because you even said they're kind of not antagonistic,
Yeah.
but they're very much into different shit.
Yeah.
So if I've got a fucking head on my shoulder that's like, yo, let's go play some football. I'm like, no.
Wait, yeah, like besides their like shallow interests, like
Yeah.
like you said, they like Star Trek, you like Star Wars. How much of their actual core values are
I
opposite?
think their core values are basically the same, like deeper like politics and stuff. But I think they like opposite people than you. So like your best
Okay.
friend drives them crazy.
So like one's more introverted, one's more like let's
Yeah,
go
they're
out
odd
tonight.
couple.
The other's like I'm gonna stay and read a book, and they'll be like, well, here's a bag to put on your head. Read your book in there.
I've printed the book on the inside of the bag.
Yeah, you're fine. Well, it's got an arm. They just...
You could maybe arrange some kind of like bag time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bedtime. You'd be that cool hip person at the party with a lampshade on one of their heads.
I think also like every like maybe twice a year you like agree on something and it's like a wonderful moment between the two of you. But then it goes back to you hate each other.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Oh
I
my
don't know
God.
if I would hate them.
I'm going with reflection.
I know some people who are pretty different than me that I get along with. I don't,
No.
Or is it like this is the scenario is that you two don't get along?
I think your personalities are perfectly matched to not get along.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I
And
gotcha.
that's so for me specifically, like I cut people out real quick. If people start getting on the bad side, I'm
Dang.
just like, well, no, I mean my time is valuable.
Well, I just mean like there are people. It's not even like I put up with them. Like there are people who are just really different than me,
Oh,
but I still.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
them.
no, absolutely. I definitely have people in my life that I love and care about that are different than me. But
Yeah.
I mean, when somebody starts, like I cut people out of my life, I've done it before. If it's like if you start becoming a negative aspect of it,
Right.
peace. You know what I
Do that
mean?
with your second head though.
Exactly.
Unless you get that special surgery. Where one
You
of you
can't-
dies. at
You
the
can't
end.
surgery your way out of it.
No.
That's literally a rule of the show.
It is one of the OG rules.
Yeah.
I also think if you pick like the reflection one, you like develop some weird self-esteem stuff.
You can do that without it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's just now. That's just
Yeah.
like now.
If you want to feel bad, you've got the internet for that.
Yeah, maybe forcing yourself to not look in the mirror every 10 minutes is going to be actually really good for yourself.
maybe.
I was thinking more like the accidental stuff, like just going onto your computer to turn it on. You have to have this 10-minute fight with yourself.
Well, you learn to close your eyes while you turn your computer on.
What if you're gazing longingly into your bespeckled loved one's eyes and you catch yourself in their reflection of their
no, does
glasses?
Oh,
that
and then you
count?
start.
Yeah.
Dude, what?
Glasses count.
No, what about just the like reflection of your actual
Oh,
eye?
I don't think that would
Maybe
count.
you can't. Maybe you just don't want to get close enough to actually see yourself.
I've got
'Cause I'm
pretty
looking
bad
at you right
vision, I
now,
think I'm
can't
okay.
see the
Yeah,
guy.
I was about to say my vision's at a point where I can't make out
Right.
my own reflection in people's eyes, so I feel like that now I don't need glasses.
At the
Fuck,
moment,
Brett.
at the moment where it reads as you, that's when you have to fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the moment you like recognize yourself.
Yeah.
So if it's like subconsciously catching
Well-
the corner of your eye, you don't necessarily.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
imagine walking through Toronto. All our fucking buildings are nothing but
Yeah, no, it's
glass.
It's impossible. Just getting on a bus, like everything's
Do you-
so reflective.
Do you have to make eye contact with the reflection? Because if I just see my shirt, would that...
Yeah, I think you would fight.
Oh, God damn.
I also think
You're
even if
wearing
you
my
go
fucking
the-
shirt!
Even if you go the Bird Box route, you will have like PTSD from these first few fights where you're always like this like phantom is shadowing you around that you like always have to be
So I'm just
preventing yourself from seeing.
I'm just Sandra Bullocking my way through life.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet.
She wears a blindfold. It's in the promo image. It's also not good. So
It's also like, yeah. Don't worry too much about the bird box. It's not important.
yeah, I'm going with the fighting reflection. That's my pick.
I'm starting to think that this is a bigger deal than I first thought. You couldn't live in Toronto.
No. You gotta become Amish.
I don't want to be Amish yet.
Yet? I was about to say, I think yet's the operative word in that sentence.
Not yet.
But there's a genetically engineered thing that's not that it's made to not get along with you.
Yeah.
You're not coming to a consensus.
I can't fucking deal with that.
Yeah, no way. I remember dating people where it's like it goes on a little too long and you're just walking home and you're just like, I gotta get out. Oh God, I need to end this, but you're too much of a coward to actually end it. So you just let it linger. I'm like, it would perpetually be that.
Yeah.
Fuck. Fine, I'll go reflection too. I'll give up my.
No, you can go with the
Do
head.
whatever you want.
I don't want to. I don't want to fight.
Peer pressure.
Maybe you can
I
get,
also highly enjoy my alone time.
what if your other head is a drug addict? That means you're basically a drug addict.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah.
would you get a high from that? But yeah, if you're sharing a body.
I think you could stop them.
I'd sew their fucking mouth shut and sew their eyes shut.
I do like the idea of you sitting there doing something and you just hear, you're like, no.
I'm just like, are you eating fucking Cheerios right now? Right in my ear? Are you kidding me? What are we talking about? You let that soak in the milk for at least 10 minutes before you eat it.
no.
With how easily aggravated you are, you would not last a fucking hour with this head.
No.
What if your other head's just eating all the time? You're just constantly listening to chew sounds.
Oh, Jesus. That's my hell. That's a living nightmare.
I'm gonna go with the head actually, because you'd be fighting all the time, but I think it'd be funny in some way. I
You'd
don't
have
know.
to fight over who gets to eat the food.
Yeah,
My
your
turn
life
today.
would be a constant fight for sure.
You're a pretty mellow dude, though, so even if the head is opposite, it's probably also going to be that opposite mellow. It's like, whereas someone who's a little more high-strung, it's going to be like this, whereas you're going to be like this.
Yeah.
I feel like I can get along with a lot of people, but like you could definitely engineer the right person for me to be fighting all the time with.
Yeah.
And maybe it just won't be like yelly, screamy fights, but it'll be that like cutting, super passive aggressive, just
Oh, I
like,
hate
oh,
that.
we're wearing that shirt today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of that. It'll just
Yeah.
slowly.
I'm taking the reflection, I'm moving to the woods.
Yeah, that would be worse for me than open fighting, to be honest.
Yeah. And your other head would know that
Yeah,
too.
All right. So we have our answers.
Okay.
I have a would you rather from the chat.
Yeah.
From a name that I will. It's SSASJJ. So sausage.
Sausage.
Something
It's
like
a
that.
sassy sausage.
Yeah. Okay. Here's their question. Would you rather live in a post-apocalyptic world, except it's vegetative, it's very peaceful, you can walk up to animals, some technology still works, I would assume like analog stuff, and humans are very rare. Or
Ooh.
the world is clashed with other worlds that result in multi-themed, giant, forever expanding planet of adventure and conflict.
So it's like,
So one's like peaceful and one is like intense.
Yeah, so basically you're giving up all
one
this
is Horizon Zero Dawn, the other one.
Well, without all the conflict, like it's very. I feel like I feel like the main quantitative aspect is you're basically sacrificing modern technology for a much more kind of peaceful life with a lot more nature and stuff like that, or you're sacrificing peace for dope ass technology and probably.
Adventure!
Sounds like the first one is kind of the world of Adventure Time, where it's like there's not really many people,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of forest.
But there's so much magic in Adventure.
Yeah,
Do you get
minus
magic?
the magic.
Yeah.
What's the fun part?
Hey, nature's pretty magical, you guys.
And you said animals are cool with you? So you're
Yeah,
not gonna get eaten by
like
a fucking dog or
Animals, it says, and I quote, you can walk up to animals. So I'm assuming animals are cool with you. Like you're part of the ecosystem now.
something? Right.
Okay, being part of the ecosystem doesn't mean animals aren't going to eat the shit out of you.
Well,
Being
it
part of
says
the
you
ecosystem usually means you are definitely being
It
eaten.
says you can walk up to them.
Yeah, I would say that animals are cool
You can
with
walk
you.
up to them
so
right
you're
before they eat you.
okay. Well, again, the quantitative aspect being peaceful. So I'm going to
Yeah,
assume
yeah.
that animals don't view you as food. So you're out of the food chain. So you can go like,
Oh.
"Hello, little elephant. Hello, little pony.
This
Hello,
sounds
little
like
tiger."
some Jehovah's Witness paradise shit.
Yeah, it does a little bit. It does a little bit.
It does like a lot.
But-
There was a woman who told me about the world that God intended for us, and it sounds exactly like this
Yeah.
one.
Well, I mean, it is very kind of old school. You know, it's when people think they're going to move off the grid and everything's going to be great. It sounds kind of like that,
Yeah.
right? It's like nature minus the struggle almost.
Right.
Sounds like a perfect place to not have to see your reflection.
Yeah, exactly right. That being said, I mean, we are moving into an age in the world now where people don't know what it's like to not have pretty fucking advanced technology, right? So I could also see somebody being like, I will take the conflict and possible death by ray gun for access to smartphones and
Right,
shit.
in the adventure one, you might like last a week. Like,
But it also says that there's like multiple worlds. You get to like explore.
I think I'm at the age where I'll take the peaceful one. It's
Oh
like
no, he's gone to great
I
pastures.
basically like threw my back out like 4 days ago, and it's just getting better now. And I'm like, if I was on fucking Fantasy Island or whatever the hell it is, I'd be done for. Because I'm like, please don't attack me while I have to lie flat on this ground here for 3 days straight.
Yeah. I mean, and here's the thing, right? And I might get laughed at for this, but, you know, I grew up in the boonies, and I can tell you from experience, running around in the woods, like, that is kind of an adventure. I found a fucking...
Yeah, that's true.
I
You
find-
walk up to animals too. You walk up to a fucking bear, give him a kiss.
Have
That's great.
Have a bear friend, ride him around.
Yeah, or that. Why do you have to kiss the bear?
Just give him a little smooch on the top of the head.
Do the animals still eat the other animals? Because that would be awkward. It's like they're all so friendly to you, and you're just like, oh, my friend's a buddy bear. And then he sees a
You have,
raccoon and just
You
I
make-
think that's no.
you make friends with a bunny and a wolf, and the wolf's like, you gonna eat that?
Yeah.
Um,
And it's like, now play nice, you two.
so yeah, I feel like there could be adventure to be had in the natural world.
Yeah, there's lots of exploring and building
And again,
elaborate tree forts.
I'm only in my early 30s, but I do feel like I'm at a point in my life where the idea of, or maybe this is a personality thing, less than an age thing, but the idea of seeing all these different worlds and running around and having quote unquote adventures like you would see in an action adventure, part of me is like, one, that's really fucking dangerous, way more dangerous than you think it would be in the movies. We're not all The Rock.
Yeah.
And even The Rock's not The Rock. The Rock you see in the movies,
He's Dwayne.
yeah, he's Dwayne. Dwayne can still get fucking clapped by a laser gun. You know what I mean? Like, he
Yeah.
won't survive that.
Sounds exhausting.
It sounds
Yeah.
fucking
It
exhausting.
totally would be, and I'd probably be dead within a week. But I want to know. I want to see that for myself. I want to see that other world and have it like destroy my brain because I can't even comprehend what I'm looking at, and then I get lasered.
You know what I also don't want to deal with? Space racism. Like, if there's all
Spacism.
if there's all these different worlds, you can imagine there's going to be different species, and we live in a world where there are some people that if they see somebody in a headscarf, they fucking have a meltdown, right?
Yeah. Now imagine that person has a tentacle head.
Yeah, is like has its head is a tentacle covered in eyes or something. You know what I mean?
But I want to see that. I want to see that shit.
Yeah, like totally a cool dude, but really hard to look at
Because
based
that
on
tentacle head is like super racist.
yeah.
Yeah, there's only two things I can't stand: people that are intolerant of other people's, appearance, and the Dutch.
Yeah.
And tentacle head. Fuck that.
That is literally a line from Super Science Friends, isn't it?
No, it's a line from Austin Powers.
Okay. Right.
Michael Caine says it.
Right. So, yeah, I don't know. It might be an age thing. It might be a personality thing. But to me, the idea of just being able to like hang out in the woods and not have to worry about getting ate.
It does sound like, honestly, the first peaceful world does sound super appealing. I love the idea of just running through the woods with all my animal pals. But I gotta see weird triple eye head man.
You just want to see. You just
I
want
gotta
to know.
see. I want to see those two planets smash together seconds before I get vaporized.
It says there's not many humans in this peaceful world.
Yeah. So there are other humans.
There
Yeah,
are
enjoy
other-
like old school dentistry. Fuckos. I'm gonna die quick. You guys are gonna die slow.
From infection.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that super fungus that's sweeping the world?
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
Yeah,
What?
We'll talk about that later.
No! Wait! Oh God!
Laurel, I have bad news for you. We're
There's-
all gonna die screaming
super
one way or the
fungus?
other.
Yeah.
I want to die screaming and like on fire. What I don't want to die is slow and painfully by fungus.
Slow and screaming.
I always used to say this, like, if the world ends and like a big like kind of wall of fire just swoops around.
Yeah, that's good with me.
Imagine if you're the guy who died the day before. And you didn't get to see the end of the world. You like out of all the generations and all the billions and billions and billions of people and over and over and over. And you know it's instant. It's not.
And you made it.
And
like
you
you
made
were
it.
that
You were
close.
there. You were right there. And then you
But then
slipped
you
on that
tripped.
fucking thing and cracked your head off or whatever.
But here's
God.
here's the reality, right? Because do you remember when things were getting weird with the States and Korea
Yeah.
not too long ago? People were like, "What are we gonna do if the nukes start flying?" It's like nothing. You won't see it coming.
Yeah.
You'll be on your way to work, or you'll be watching fucking Game of Thrones, and you'll hear
You'll
like
5 minutes of like, what is that?
you'll hear a noise, and you'll go, "What is that?" And then you'll just be dead. You'll just be dead.
And then everyone will be gathered around in the afterlife talking about how cool the end of the world was, and you'll be that one guy being like, wait, what? Wait, what happened?
No, but that's my point. It won't be anything.
You'll be the idiot who missed Game of Thrones
It's only
and
if the
all the
nuke
spoilers
hits
came
close
out.
though.
Well, the reality is we live in a major metropolitan city, so we're getting nuked first.
And like Pickering nuclear plants near here too.
Yeah.
That'd probably be a target.
Oh yeah.
So, you know,
There's no maybe for us. We're getting baked.
but that's my preference. I don't want to live in, like, the surrounding suburbs that get caked with radiation poisoning. I want to be at the fucking blast radius, and I want to
that
go.
might be me.
Yeah, we talked about this the other day where a guy that I met while I was traveling jumped out of an airplane for like to parachuting. The parachute didn't open.
Ooh.
Hits the ground, breaks every bone in his body, but he lived.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about like how you would do that, and like if you were in that situation. And I'm like, what I would do is I would just angle myself head first, be like,
Yeah.
if it's gonna happen, I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna make sure.
I don't want to feel that what that quarter of a second of me getting compressed from my toes to my neck feels like. So I'd rather just break my neck on impact.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a get the Band-Aid off kind of guy as well. Like, if we're gonna die, let's go.
Yeah. It's gonna be a closed casket for me.
All right, well then you should enjoy the super high tech
Yeah,
world.
come to Techland
No,
with me.
I-
Come see the War of the Worlds.
I feel like there's more potential for joy in the...
It's not about joy!
Yeah, it is.
It's about ascending as human beings.
I'd have to know if there's like, what's the thing they use in dentistry? To your point?
What, like a drill?
No, the Novocaine?
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's Novocaine, I think I'm good. If there's not, maybe I'll take the quick way.
Yeah, there's no... You don't get those... The drugs are gone.
What?
You've got
No, drugs aren't gone. I mean, most drugs are based off of plants.
Well,
You
like
just
the
have to start
the
eating shit.
pharmacy's gone. You're gonna have to, like, use nettle or some shit and grind it up in a bowl and be like,
I'm gonna
hopefully
snort-
this does something.
Snort acorns trying to catch a high.
Do we still have all the books?
Yeah, I mean,
Because it's
I don't know.
post-apocalyptic, right?
Yeah, it's
So-
post-apocalyptic, so it's like shit's gone all burned up.
yeah, I mean, it's post-apocalyptic, so I'd imagine at the very... And it says there's rudimentary technology, so like I said, there'd be like...
Yeah.
There'd be like...
You've got a bicycle.
I can take 1900s technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more than rudimentary. 19th century?
No, there's no cars, there's no planes, there's no
There's
computers.
levers, Yeah.
Well, what counts as rudiment? Like, what's the line?
The jump in technology that we've experienced over the last
Yeah.
while is so great that people think aliens gave it to us. So, I mean...
Yeah.
Didn't
okay.
they?
But I'm thinking, like,
Brett's like, wait, they didn't? Like, uh-oh.
when was the, like, steam-powered revolution?
That would have been like 1800, like late 1800s.
So is it pre or post that? Roughly.
Right after. Right before World War One.
See, that seems pretty advanced. I think that's unfair.
So you're thinking like 1600s mill.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm thinking like
but
medieval-ish.
compared to the other option, which would be like space travel and teleporters and jetpacks,
Yeah, I can teleport, motherfucker.
it's pretty rudimentary, I would say.
I'm getting high off of getting my molecules rearranged.
You're snorting stardust,
Oh hell yeah!
seeing the cosmos, having a fucking conversation with the flying spaghetti
Yeah,
monster.
that 1 month hanging out with old spaghetti head. It's gonna be great before I die.
I'm gonna take my chances with the peaceful place.
Yeah, same.
I pretty much knew I was in on that one before you finished
The question.
Yeah.
I read the first half and you were just like, I just want to. It sounds like a vacation. I want that.
You're all dying
Yeah.
of dysentery.
Well, I think you could experience conflict about as much as you do already through the veil of fiction and D&D, whatever you do to just feel alive in this life.
Hey, I might get a robot body. You don't know I'm gonna die. Maybe they'll just upload my consciousness into the Matrix, and every time I
Would
die, I
you-
get
hold on.
reborn in a new body.
Honest question. Would you want that?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I've had conversations with people that want to be part of the equilibrium. And
I don't want to live forever, but
yeah.
the idea of having multiple lives
No.
is pretty cool.
I have a tenuous grasp on my own sanity as it is, so I feel like it's a pretty short leap over that line into utter madness.
But
Yeah.
then you just let go. You just let
No.
you just
It doesn't
let
seem
that
restful to
go.
Because, again, I've had this conversation before, and I'm very firmly in the camp of I would like to live a long, prosperous life, but please let me die one day. I don't want to do this shit
And
forever.
quick too.
Yeah. The idea of living 500 years sounds like such a fucking chore.
I don't want to live 500 years. I just want to live through the week that is this war.
Oh, I would live 500 years. I don't want to be floating around in space alone, as an immortal, literally to the end of time. But as long as there's a world to live on, I would live forever.
We had this
Sure.
conversation with someone where they, the way they worded it was, so say you get to live to be 1,000. You're like, fucking great, right? 1,000 years? Awesome. But then they say, okay, count the scars on your body. And you count, and it's I don't know, I've got 20, 25 scars on my body.
Yeah.
And I've only been around for 30-something years. And so
yeah,
it's
eventually you're just a lump of scar tissue.
you're just going to, the chances of you losing a limb or multiple limbs or
Dude,
an eye or something like
You
that.
think throwing your back out now is bad.
Oh, I know.
Wait until you're 200 years old.
Well, it also starts to it's gonna really ramp up in those last 500 years. Your perception of time when you're 80 compared to when you're 2 is exponential. So by the time you're 400, you're just gonna be a year's gonna go by and you're gonna be oh shit, I blinked.
I don't know. Doesn't it stop at some point? Don't your old memories just go away? Do you really remember that much about being 2?
It's not that.
It's not that you
it's how
remember
long you
specific
perceive
things.
the passage. So when you're 2, a month is only 1/48th of your life, whereas when you're 50, a month is 1
Billionth might as well be.
Yeah, it's the fraction is a lot more. That's why I always say the days are long, but the years are short. Because you
Yeah.
look back at the year and you're just Jesus, when did that happen?
Well, I mean, it's April, so everybody's doing taxes and shit. And I literally was I could have sworn it was just January. And I was I got 4 months before I got to worry about that shit.
Yeah, it goes fast now.
Yeah, so days are long, years are short. So the idea of being 500, it's going to fuck with your sense of time. It's going to fuck with... You're going to stop enjoying things that you like because...
Well, new things. I don't know. Probably get a new hobby every 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be unbearable, but I think 500 is fine. I don't need a full 1,000. I'll take the half-priced option.
All right, I've got a would you rather.
We
Okay,
have 2
you've
minutes.
also got 2 minutes.
It's
Let's go.
It's a quick one.
Okay, go.
Would you rather have Caitlin back or have Ken every week?
I would rather have Caitlin back because she does a lot of this stuff.
How dare you?
That's
He's
fair.
sitting right there.
Wow, Brett! God, he's
I'm
right.
not gonna do any stuff for you, so that's fair.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Caitlin does a lot of work on this show.
She does set up the mic, which is something I don't know how to do.
I like that that's what you think she does. Adam has a grasp on all the actual work that she does. And
Yeah.
you're she sets up the mic.
Sets
Yeah,
up
that's a
the
bit of a
mic. I
pain.
don't- yeah.
She sets up the USB mic, and that's really difficult. The USB
mean-
mic that says plug and play on it.
I don't want to do it. Ken's not going to do it.
Yeah, Ken's like, absolutely not
Yeah,
gonna
Ken's
fucking
like,
do it.
Sorry,
I'll
Ken,
die
I
first.
fucked.
Ken's great.
Oh, you can't backtrack now. You've already
No,
hurt
no.
his feelings.
All right,
You-
what
you
about
said
you,
it-
Ken? You got to answer too.
Oh,
Would you rather-
Yeah, Ken's just like, I don't want to do this shit every week.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what? I would pick
Caitlin.
Caitlyn as a mercy to Ken. There, flipped it on your head, motherfucker. What about you? Now you have to answer.
Stay in Australia, Caitlin.
Oh!
I'm just kidding.
Ah, shots fired. She's gonna bring you back a snake as a souvenir.
Yeah. Well,
A snake full of spiders.
this has been another episode of Streamy Dreams with
Has it?
Shitty Wizards. Yeah, it sure has.
Oh, fuck.
Thanks for coming, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wizard!